So let's like start respiration in organisms.
Respiration in organisms.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, then we will be starting that chapter. Just give me a moment. All right.
Okay, sir.
Okay. You guys can see my screen?
Yes, sir.
All right. So let's start talking about the chapter respiration. Okay. Now, first, the very basic question I will be asking from you guys, like we humans breathe also. We do the process of breathing also, and
Yes,
we
sir.
do the process of respiration also. Now, many times, no, people confuse respiration and breathing as same. Yeah. Many times people think of the two terms as same, but they are different. Can you guys point out some of the differences between the two? Like, what is the difference between breathing and respiration? Simply the
I think in breathing,
Like
we
breathing
took
means,
oxygen and then release carbon dioxide.
yeah,
Good.
like physical process involving exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide.
Good. That is simply breathing right now. And what about this respiration? Sundus, you
Like,
answer this first.
okay.
Okay, Vaiga.
Like the process in which glucose is oxidized.
Exactly, glucose is oxidized. The breakdown of glucose takes place. That is the process of respiration. Right now. Okay, and it happens at a inside a cell. Right. So we will be discussing the two terms. Okay, we know the difference. What is the simple difference between the two? One is simply taking in and exhaling out carbon dioxide and taking in oxygen, while the other one it's simply the oxygen which you have taken in the process of breathing that is utilized for the purpose of breakdown of food. Now you see, every cell in human body, the every cell in the human body that you see has got specific functions to perform. Right now, what are
Yes,
the
sir.
functions they perform? Like they do the function of nutrition also. They also take in food via their cell membrane. They will be taking small molecules of food particles, right? The transport of these food particles will also take place from one organ to another inside the cell. Our cells also have got their own organelles. Just like we humans have got different organs like kidneys, lungs, and so on and on, our cell also has got their own organs, which are very tiny, and we call them as cell organelles. Cell organelles. Our body has got what? Organs, right?
Organs.
So the organs which our cells have, we call them as cell organelles, right now. And they also
So,
do different functions. They also perform different functions right now. Okay, no need to go in detail because we are only talking about respiration here. So the transportation of food will also take place right now. From here to there, the transportation of food will also be taking place. So the functions that our cells perform, we can categorize them as what? As nutrition, as transportation. Now, just like our human body releases waste material like sweat, urine, solid waste. Just like that, our cell will also be releasing some waste materials, right now. So it will also be doing the process of excretion. Getting it now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Is Chakrika here or not? Chakrika, are you there?
No, sir, she's not there.
Okay. Apart from these things, the cell will replicate itself also. It will also divide now. So it will be doing the process of reproduction also. So for all these purposes, cell will need one thing in common. Can you guys name that? What is the one thing that will be needed in common? Hmm?
So what is the question?
My question is that in order to do nutrition, transportation, excretion, and reproduction, what is one common thing that all these
Cell,
processes require?
cell card, something like that. It was
Yeah.
that cell that.
Sundus, please repeat. You were saying something like,
Yeah,
is it?
I was saying that cell something or organum.
No, my question is that like a car requires fuel now. A car requires fuel, right now. It will require fuel
Yes,
for
sir.
what purpose? The fuel gives energy, no? Basically, in layman
Yes.
term, we can say that it gives energy to the car. In layman term, we can say it right now. Okay. And if you were to go in depth, you will see that fuel actually helps in the ignition, right? Now, ignition generates heat and so on and on. No need to go in depth there. So all this process requires energy. And where does that energy come from? From the breakdown of glucose. Right now, guys. So
Oh, yes, sir.
the food that you are eating, it has to be broken down. So if you were to take rice or any meal which you take, it will be first broken down. Right now, the breakdown of that food will occur, and it will be releasing energy.
Yes,
There
sir.
will be release of energy. Okay. So that is simply what we will be talking in the class. Okay. And the breakdown will not occur until you provide the food with oxygen. Yeah, Sundus and Vaiga?
Yes,
So
the
you have to
oxygen.
provide
Yes,
oxygen.
sir. Oxygen like breakdowns the glucose.
Exactly. Right. So the air which is rich in oxygen is transported to all parts of the human body. By all parts of the human body, actually, I'm aiming at the cell, right? Because the process of respiration will also, it will be occurring inside the cell, right now. Okay.
Yes,
So
sir.
we can actually define respiration like this. Sundu and Vaiga, you guys try to explain it. So far from what we have understood from our discussion. Sundus, first you try and then Vaiga. Sundus, try to define respiration.
Can
Hmm?
you repeat the question?
My question is, explain respiration. We discussed about it. Try to explain it on in your own language.
The process of like doing transpiration, excretion, and reproduction. I guess.
No, no, no. You are mixing it up. You are basically including all the process. The respiration is only concerned with the breakdown of food. Only concerned with breakdown of food. Right now, only purpose of respiration is to break down the food and give the energy, and then this energy will be utilized for nutrition, for transportation, excretion, and reproduction. Okay, Vaiga, you define it.
Sir, respiration involves taking in oxygen,
Hmm.
and these oxygen break down the glucose and
Hmm.
provides energy, carbon dioxide, and water.
Exactly. Apart from energy, some waste material is also released, that is carbon dioxide. So the basic
Yes, sir.
purpose, okay, I will come to that in a moment, but let me
Yeah.
conclude the definition here. So we say that
Okay, sir.
the breakdown of food, basically we are talking about glucose, right? So you know glucose. Actually, why we are saying only glucose? Why not vitamins? Why not minerals? They also get broken down, but we say glucose now because glucose is the main carbohydrate that our body takes. So
Yes, sir.
any meal you will be taking, it will be consisting maximum amount of carbohydrate normally. Right now, that's why we in a layman term we say that the breakdown of glucose is taking place because otherwise the minerals are also broken down, right? Vitamins are also broken down. Okay, so we simply say that the breakdown of food glucose in the cells of an organism, okay, with the release of energy. Release of energy is called as respiration. Okay, that is the definition. Now, Vaiga, you might be wondering why I have not included oxygen in the definition. Because in the absence of oxygen, also respiration can take place in some cases. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Also, with the release of energy is called as respiration. And you can add one more thing here: the release of energy and carbon dioxide.
Sir, and also water, right?
Water also. Yeah, water is also there. We can add that one also, but let's keep it short. So you see here, our body is taking in air, and our lungs is doing what? It is filtering out oxygen. No, it is filtering out oxygen. Getting it now?
Yes, sir.
And this oxygen is being provided to each and every cell in our body, right? And that cell does the process of respiration, guys. And apart from releasing energy in the process of respiration, it releases carbon dioxide also. And that carbon dioxide from each and every cell is taken by the blood, and then again it is released. It goes to the lungs, and then again it is released in the air. So you release carbon dioxide mostly in the air, not oxygen. So the sole purpose of breathing is here what? To provide our cell with oxygen so that it can do the process of respiration. And the carbon dioxide that is released, it was produced in the process of respiration. Yeah, so both the breathing and respiration are interrelated. Yeah, is the discussion so far clear? Any
So
confusions?
can you explain the human body again?
Yeah, sure. So what I just said here, that in the process of breathing, yeah, sorry, uh, uh, we humans take in air, and our lungs filter out oxygen from it. Right now, it will filter out oxygen from it. Right, filters oxygen, and our blood carries this oxygen. So blood carries the oxygen to every cell. Okay, why the blood is doing this? Because every cell will be doing the process of respiration. I know. And in respiration, waste products like carbon dioxide, in short it is written as CO2, is released. Okay, and in breathing we exhale out this thing. Now in breathing we exhale or inhale, we exhale CO2. Getting it or not? Inhale. Is it clear now?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Sundus, is it clear?
Yes.
Okay, so that is simply respiration in short. Getting it now? Okay. Now the reason why people die when they don't get air, can you explain? Can you guys explain to me why human body will die if it will not get oxygen? Yeah.
Because the blood needs the oxygen to and it.
Hmm. Look what happens. Yeah. Question is that why human body, especially heart, stops when there is no air to breathe.
I think oxygen helps like to circulate the blood.
That helps to circulation of blood. Yeah, the point is correct here. Okay. What about you, Vaika?
I don't know.
Okay. Look, oxygen is used of our body to perform the various functions because it helps in the process of respiration, and from there energy is released. Right now, we know that it is required for respiration, and respiration gives you energy so that you will be able to carry out different activities. Yeah. Now you see, apart from that also, what happens, the blood flow will be stopped if your body is having lesser amount of oxygen, lesser amount of oxygen right now. So blood flow will stop. If the blood flow will stop, what will happen? It will be damaging your heart, and it will be damaging your brain also. Getting it now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is the normal reason why people will die if the body does not get oxygen right now. Okay. So the respiration will be hampered, lesser amount of energy will be produced. So the activities that is going on in the body, their pace or their speed will be it will start to get reduced slowly. Right.
Okay,
So
sir.
one more thing, our body also has got a pressure called as blood pressure. Yeah. The pressure that is generated due to the blood pressure. The blood pressure will also come
BP.
down, BP in short. The blood pressure will also come down due to the reduced activities. So you see now, the blood pressure that you measure, it is actually the pressure with which the blood is pumped by the heart in our body. Right now, suppose this is heart, it has got 4 chambers in it. So this heart, if you have you guys seen like in medical videos, have you guys seen how a heart pumps blood? It moves very vigorously.
So I've seen the heart, but
And like
not like
if it moves faster, then it is good for our health.
Yeah, right now it pumps blood at a very fast speed. So when it pumps blood, it generates a pressure also. Right now, it generates a pressure also, and that pressure can be felt in the nerves also. Okay. So whenever
okay.
the doctor checks your blood pressure, he is actually checking the pressure with which the blood is being pumped into the nerves. Right now, so human body will start to die slowly when there is lesser availability of oxygen because it reduces the respiration. It means lesser energy. Lesser energy means reduced activity. So the blood pressure will also come down. Apart from that, if the blood pressure comes down, it means the blood is not flowing in the vein properly. If the blood is not flowing properly in the blood
That is,
vessels
we
in the
cannot
nerve,
see like properly.
exactly, and also the blood will not be reaching your brain now.
Yes,
Getting
sir.
it now? So the brain cells will also start to die. Okay. Now coming back to our topic. Now we were talking about respiration, right? Now respiration are of two types. Types of respiration. First type of respiration is the type of respiration that is done in the presence of oxygen. That is called as aerobic respiration. Okay. And the second type of respiration is called as the respiration that takes place in the absence of oxygen. Getting it now? That is called
Yes,
as
sir.
anaerobic respiration. Okay, let's talk about them in detail. Now, look, whenever the breakdown of glucose will take place with the use of oxygen, that will be called as aerobic respiration. Hmm? So you have got any food here, a food rich in glucose. So when the breakdown of food takes place in the presence of oxygen, the breakdown will be complete. It will not be partial. So if the food is completely broken down, you will be getting more energy in the case of aerobic respiration, right? So during aerobic respiration, the food is completely broken down in the presence of oxygen, and it gives carbon dioxide and gives water, and it gives energy also. Now, do you guys ever thought about this? Like the energy which we see, in what terms do we measure energy in human body? Yeah, like energy is measured in joule, in different units. Have you guys thought of this? How energy that is released in the cells, how it is like measured? Mm-hmm. Sundus and Vaiga, please to
I
tell me.
think I don't know. I think like thermometer because it measured in heat. Heat is equal to energy.
Okay. What about you, Vaiga?
I don't know, sir.
Okay, okay. Look here. Actually, what happens in the process of respiration, ATP molecules are produced. ATP molecules are produced. You will be studying that in senior classes. Okay. ATP molecules, it's not energy in itself. It is actually the source of energy. Source of energy. From here, the body gets energy, right? So ATP molecules are actually produced in the process of aerobic respiration. It will be produced in the case of anaerobic respiration also, but there will be lesser. Also, I might add here that there are 38 ATP molecules produced in the case of aerobic respiration. This is a source of energy. It will also be stored in the cell. Stored in the cell. So just like we people keep food in abundance in our homes, so that when we don't have a food, we can use the stored food, right now, to get energy.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so don't get too confused about this ATP molecule. Just simply consider it as a source of energy that is stored in cell and used by the cell. How many molecules of ATP are produced? 38 molecules of
30.
ATP are produced right now. Okay, so let's define the aerobic respiration. Sundus, Vaiga, you first define aerobic respiration.
So the word aerobic means in the presence of oxygen.
Yeah. And respiration is simply breakdown of glucose.
Yeah, sir. Like the food molecules combined with oxygen are then break down into the carbon dioxide and water to release energy.
Hmm. Okay. Up to that only. Okay. Just for extra information, you can you can remember the ATP here. So we will define it as how, Sundus? We will say that in the let's say it like this. When the breakdown of glucose occurs in the presence of carbon dioxide, or nitrogen. Yeah. Was it nitrogen, guys?
What, sir?
Was it nitrogen or methane or glucose? What was it? Presence of oxygen, no. So when the breakdown of glucose occurs in the presence of oxygen, it is called as aerobic respiration. Aerobic respiration. And also, as I told in the beginning, will the breakdown be full or will it be partial? Will there be complete breakdown? Exactly.
Yes, sir.
So glucose is completely broken down. It's completely broken down, hence more energy is released. Hence, more energy will be released. What are some of the animals in which aerobic respirations are seen? Can you guys quote some examples?
Can you
Uh,
tell again, sir?
In which organisms aerobic respiration can be seen?
Human beings,
Hmm, human beings. Yeah.
uh, animals,
Different types of animals, variety of animals that you see around yourself. Dogs, cats,
tiger.
rabbits,
Birds.
tigers, birds, in fishes also. And the list is very long. So we can conclude it as etc. All right.
Yes, sir.
So that was all about aerobic respiration. Any confusion so far?
No, sir. It's easy.
Yes, Sundus, do you have any confusion?
No.
No confusion. So let's move on to the next type of respiration. Now, many times athletes develop pain in their muscles while running or like muscular cramps occurs. You guys might have also experienced muscular cramps if you participated in sports. Yeah, there also no aerobic respiration occurs. We will come to that in a moment. But let's talk about in what type of animals this anaerobic respiration can occur. So this anaerobic respiration will mostly occur, mostly, I'm not saying that it will only occur. I'm saying that it will mostly occur in microorganisms. For example,
Are like yeast
yep.
and some other
Hmm,
bacteria, right?
exactly. You can consider example of yeast. Okay, yeast, I guess it's a single cell organism. Yeah,
No.
yeast is a single cell organisms. Do you guys know the use of yeast? We use yeast powder. Normally it is used in bakery. Yeast powder is used. Yeah, they use in the
Yes,
process of
like for the breaths and all.
exactly. Can you recall the in which process it is used? You guys have heard of the term fermentation, isn't it? Fermentation. It is the
Yes, sir.
process which is actually used to produce what? To produce alcohol. Okay. Also, it is used in bakery as well. Fermentation is it is used in bakeries also. This process is used there as well. Anyways, now coming back to our discussion. Here I said basically that yeast is an example of such an organisms that will be doing anaerobic respiration. Okay, so these organisms, since they live in, they can survive in very extreme conditions where there's unavailability of oxygen. Right now, so organisms like yeast can do anaerobic respiration. So we will basically say that whenever the breakdown of glucose will take place without oxygen, the glucose is going to be broken down, but without the oxygen. That will be called as anaerobic respiration. So in this case, what will be produced? Alcohol will be produced, carbon dioxide will be released, and some energy will also be released. And you will get to know that only 5 molecules of ATP are produced here. Earlier, how many molecules of ATP were produced?
38.
38. So there's a significant decrease of energy that is released in the process of anaerobic respiration.
Okay,
Getting
sir.
it now? So we say that whenever the breakdown of glucose takes place in absence of oxygen. It is called as anaerobic respiration. Okay, and here the glucose is not being completely broken down, and the products that are released are what? It is alcohol,
Carbon
CO2 and
dioxide and little bit and
exactly CO2 and water, right? And the organisms that do the process of anaerobic respiration, they are called as anaerobes. Anaerobes. Okay, the organisms that can carry out respiration in the absence of oxygen.
there is ammonia in them, including
Amoeba. In
yeah.
extreme cases, amoeba can also do anaerobic respiration. Can do anaerobic respiration. Okay. So one of the example you will be seeing here is yeast powder. Now I told you guys that it is used in bakery. Now why will it be used in the bakery? Because as you know that in the process of breakdown of the glucose, carbon dioxide is released. No, so suppose
Yes,
this
sir.
is a maida, or let's say a flour, FLOUR, this flour. So if you were to add yeast powder in it, yeast powder will start the process of fermentation in it. Fermentation is nothing but it is same as respiration. Respiration in the absence of oxygen, right now. So this yeast will do the process of fermentation and it will be releasing carbon dioxide. Now, due to the release of carbon dioxide, the size of this flour, it will start to expand. No,
Rice.
it will start to rise. Good. It will start to rise and it will become fluffy. That's why it is used in the bakery industry. Getting it now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So it causes this bread dough to rise. No, as I told you that many times athletes also suffer from muscular cramps, right? So it means that anaerobic respiration is occurring there. Anaerobic. Anaerobic respiration can occur in human bodies also. Hmm? In the muscle cells. Look what happens. Usually, you guys know that aerobic respiration will be taking place in the human body right now.
Yes, sir.
But like if the energy is required now for a very short in a very short period of time. Hmm? Like for example, if the person suffers from breathlessness, right? The conditions are like this breathlessness. Breathlessness. So what the cells will do? Cells need energy in any way. Either it will either the aerobic respiration way or either the anaerobic respiration way. So usually your body, your and mind body will be doing aerobic respiration, but under certain circumstances, anaerobic respiration may also take place in the muscles, but for a very short period of time. Yeah. So under
Yes, sir.
some conditions, human cells can also do anaerobic respiration for a very short period of time.
Yes, sir.
But there are some repercussions also. There are some um, repercussions also. It will affect your muscle cells. Getting it now? So what
Yes,
happens? Let's say this is your muscle cells here. This muscle cell will be doing what? It will be doing the process of anaerobic respiration. In the process of anaerobic respiration, you guys know what happens. You guys usually know that what happens now? Alcohol is produced, carbon dioxide and energy is given. But in the human cells, what happens now? The falling type of anaerobic respiration occurs. In that, what happens? The lactic acid is produced. Lactic acid is produced and it gives off energy also, guys. Yeah, getting it what I'm trying to say here. So this lactic acid that
Yes,
is
sir.
produced, that leads to pain. That leads to what pain? So the athletes that develop pain while they are running, okay, or while they're doing some activity, okay, in their cell, what is happening? Basically, anaerobic respiration has taken place, and it lead to release of lactic acid apart from some amount of energy also. And this lactic acid will lead to pain in the muscle cells. Is that clear?
No, like
Yes, sir. It's clear.
when they do like excessive exercise, like
Yeah.
this like pain happens when they do like excessive exercise.
Due to excessive
Like
exercise also. Yeah. Many
Like
times due to
jogging, walking, or weightlifting, right?
Exactly, exactly. It could be any physical activity where the cells will be requiring energy. So the anaerobic respiration will be there, but for a very short span of time. So usually the muscular cramps that develops, the muscular cramps, it is actually due to the anaerobic respiration that is taking place in the cells. So that will not last for a very long period of time. Okay, eventually this lactic acid will disappear. It will start to spread out. It will become dilute, and the pain will go away. So
Yes.
here you see whenever you are performing very heavy exercises, for example, like if it's running, if it's weightlifting, right now, running a marathon or weightlifting. Have you guys run a marathon? Weightlifting.
yeah,
Yeah, good. So high energy is required. So in order to do that, anaerobic respiration is performed. Okay, it's not necessary that it will always be performed, but it might be performed. Okay, so in that case, what will happen? Partial breakdown will take place. Partial breakdown of glucose happens there. Okay, Sundus and Vaiga. So to
Yes,
meet
sir.
the energy requirement of our muscle cells, we perform anaerobic respiration. And in this process, glucose or whatever the food you have eaten, it is partially broken down in the presence or absence of oxygen. Absence of oxygen. And that leads to formation of lactic acid, and some extra energy is also released. Okay, got this?
Okay, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, okay then. Now, when this lactic acid is produced during anaerobic respiration, why it leads to pain? Because it gets accumulated in a short region. It is not spreading in your in the tissue, in the wide region of tissue. It accumulates. Yeah, so it accumulates in the muscles. So it leads to muscular cramps, right? So what are the ways, guys, how it can be relieved? How usually people get relief from muscular cramps? They might either take a warm water bath, or they can perform massage. So doing massage or taking a warm bath will disperse this lactic acid in other cells.
Like they
Okay,
improve the blood circulation, right?
exactly. That's what their motive is. That's what they are trying to do. Usually, if you take a warm bath, you will feel very relaxed. Why? Because the water circulation, oh, sorry, the blood circulation in your body increases, right? So this will, since the blood circulation will be improved, what it will do? It will ensure that there's a proper flow of oxygen to that cell, right now. So once the cells of the muscle gets sufficient amount of oxygen, right now, then again the aerobic respiration will be resumed in the cell, right now.
Yes,
So
sir.
then, guys, what will happen? Once the aerobic respiration is resumed, now this lactic acid will be further broken down into what? Into carbon dioxide and
Water.
water. When will this happen, Sundus? When aerobic respiration resumes.
Yes, sir.
And in order to resume the aerobic respiration, you will need to take a warm bath or do some massage, right?
that's not true, sir. But my parents only need chai. That is the all everything.
Yeah, yeah. Will you please repeat?
How the hell they need like chai only for that? things I don't understand.
Yeah, normally here in India, na, like people love tea too much. Anything happens, just have a sip of chai. Yep, just have a sip of tea. Yeah, it's considered as a medicine, universal medicine in many cases. Okay. Anyways, so the differences can we should conclude the difference between the two. List three differences between the two. Vaiga, between aerobic and anaerobic respiration.
Aerobic respiration, like the energy is given out gradually,
Hmm.
and
Start from the basic difference. The basic difference is of oxygen.
okay. Like for aerobic respiration, oxygen is required, and for respiration, oxygen is not required.
Hmm.
And aerobic respiration occurs in all living beings. Anaerobic respiration occurs in organisms like yeast and some
Aerobic respiration,
bacteria.
as you mentioned, that it occurs in all living organisms. You know that the statement is not true. Okay, you can say that it occurs in maximum of the organisms. Okay, or you can quote some examples, right? And you see, there's a wide population of microorganisms that also does the process of anaerobic respiration. So where will those organisms go right now? Okay.
Yes.
Mhm.
And like aerobic respiration produces a considerable amount of energy.
Hmm.
Anaerobic respiration like produces much less energy.
Okay. Now, Sandos, you define some of the differences.
Um, in I think so aerobic like this 38 ATM side.
Yeah, so you can add it here. It's 38 ATP.
I
It's only
think
5
like
ATP.
I
You can, I have given you hints now. Breakdown products. The breakdown of glucose will be complete or partial in the case of aerobic respiration. It will be a.
breakdown of
Mm-hmm.
breakdown of glucose and
Will
fully
be. Hmm.
completed.
Exactly. Complete breakdown will be there in the respiration. In the case of anaerobic
And
respiration,
partially
partial breakdown is there. Good. What are the products formed in the case of aerobic respiration?
carbon dioxide
Carbon dioxide and water and
energy.
energy. What about the products formed in the case of anaerobic respiration?
Um,
Yes, it is alcohol na. Alcohol
I thought
plus
Vega
CO2.
said that, that's why I was not saying.
Yeah.
I thought Vega said that, that's why I was not saying it.
Okay. Okay. What about the humans? In the case of human cells, in the muscle cells? Yes. Hmm.
Releases lactic acid.
Lactic acid is produced apart from energy. Good. So this is how you can summarize the differences between the two. Okay. Is the respiration clear to both of you?
Yes.
Yes, it's clear.
Okay. Okay. Has Chakrika joined yet or not?
No, sir.
Not yet.
No,
All
sir.
right then. Okay. So this is basically the process of respiration, right now. Okay. Now, in the next part of the chapter, you will see you have breathing. Okay. So breathing is the simple exercise of taking in air and releasing in carbon dioxide. Okay. With the help of which organ? Which organs are used in the process of breathing?
Lungs.
Respiratory organs. Yeah. Lungs basically. Okay. To take help of? Yes, Sundus?
In the airport.
Yes. Not. Yeah. Sundus, are you saying something? Please do say something. If you are. What other organs?
Heart,
I can't hear you properly. Look, basically, the
heart,
yeah. Why is Sundus saying something? I can't hear it properly. Will you
I said
please?
heart.
Heart. No, heart is not used in the process of respiration. No,
Nose,
the nose can be said. Okay, look, this is the human body. Okay, looks like a human body, right? So from your mouth, from your nose, from your nostril, goes a nasal passage all the way up to your neck. Right now, this is your
Yes, sir.
nostril from where you inhale the oxygen or exhale the carbon dioxide. Basically, you inhale the air right now, and then here starts your windpipe. This is your windpipe, and then it further divides into two branches, and each the branches are connected to your lungs here. Okay, it is connected to the lungs. So this here is called as windpipe, or in short, now guys, we can also call it as trachea.
Yes,
So
sir.
lungs is part of the respiratory organ, trachea is also part of the respiratory organ, and further what happens when it divides into two, when the trachea divides into two, then it is called as bronchioles. Okay,
So like the bronchus.
yeah, bronchioles. Bronchioles. That is bronchioles. Yeah. All right then. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. Further also it spreads like a branch of tree, like this. All right, like this. It spreads.
Yes, sir. And then alveoli, right?
And then
Alveoli.
alveoli, exactly. So the
There
endings of
the
this bronchioles are called as alveoli.
so there the exchange of gases are happening, right?
Exactly. They are the site where the exchange of gases actually takes place. Okay. So further, you see these bronchioles, if you were to see here, it is having spherical endings, which are very rich in blood vessels. It looks something like this. Okay. So these are covered with blood nerves. Okay. These are the blood nerves on it. These are blood nerves. And these are called as you mentioned, very good, it is alveoli, the endings of the bronchioles. Okay. So these are the parts of the respiratory organs. So you can count lungs, trachea, bronchiole.
So
Okay.
what about the pharynx, sir?
Which one?
Pharynx.
Pharynx. Yeah, pharynx is also there. Okay, pharynx is just right here, somewhere here. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So that is basically the organ that takes part in the process of what? Takes part in the process of breathing. Okay. So breathing, it's a process of taking in out air and giving out carbon dioxide. So breathing involves two steps. One is the inhalation, and the other step is exhalation. All right. Okay. So we try to take air that is rich in oxygen into our body. Okay. Even if person is breathing polluted air, that will also be called as inhalation. So taking in O2 rich air is called inhalation. Okay, many times people question that what is the need of the hair inside the nostril? What is the function of the hairs, tiny hairs inside our nostril?
It
Yes.
filters the inhaled air, right?
Okay, it filters out the dust particles from the inhaled air. right now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. So the dirt that accumulates inside the nose, that is actually what? That is actually the dust that has been filtered out by the hair particles. Then you have got exhalation. Exhalation is basically what? Giving out
Carbon
air.
dioxide.
Yeah, giving out air that is rich in carbon dioxide, rich in CO2. Okay, it is given where? It is given to the atmosphere outside our body. Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Okay. So you see, whenever a person tries to hold his breath for even few seconds, for more than 30 seconds, he will basically observe very uneasiness. Right now, you cannot hold your breath for like more than 1 minute. Right? Normally, many
Yes,
people
sir.
exaggerate that I can hold my breath for 5 minutes, 6 minutes. Look, it's not a it's like involuntary action. It's not in our control that you can like by your will you can't hold your breath for 2 to 3 minutes. It's not possible. Eventually, the human will fail. Okay, so don't try to do that. All right.
Okay,
Okay.
sir.
Now then you have got like the breathing rate for a person, like the number of times a person will be breathing in a minute, that is considered as a breathing rate. So normally, what do you think? In 1 minute, how many times we breathe?
15 to 20.
15 to 20. Yeah,
20.
it is somewhere there. Is Sundus here or has she left?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So normally you see it is 15 to 20 times you will be breathing it in under a minute. Okay, what about like other animals? What about like young child? Do they also have the same rate of breathing?
No,
Hmm?
sir. Like 20 to 30 because they do many activities, right?
Exactly, exactly. That is correct. Okay. Now, also as the people from their like young age, as they approach towards their old age, the breathing rate normally reduces. Okay, because you see, a young child needs to grow. The cells are growing plus dividing also, growing plus dividing also. But in the case of old age, the cells only require energy to to just be alive. The divisions of cells takes place, but not as fast as it will be taking place in a young child right now. So a young child requires more energy. Getting it now? They will be requiring more energy. So more energy will only be produced if respiration, the rate of respiration is more. Rate of respiration will be more when the breathing rate is more. That means when more oxygen is supplied to the cells. Right? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Sundus and Vaiga, and you guys also tell me, like normally in our day-to-day life, like if we are running, our breathing rate is fast. Yeah. If you're
Yes, sir.
normally sitting or if you're normally like laying down or sleeping, then the breathing rate is very slow. Yeah. Why is it so?
Can you repeat the question again?
My question is that if you were to do heavy physical activities, okay, and if you were to just lay down, okay, or just sleep, okay, in which of the two more energy is required?
Basic.
Obviously, doing physical activities. So, in which
Yes,
the
sir.
rate of breathing will be more?
In
Physical.
physical.
In physical, obviously. Right. So, when the person is sleeping, the rate of breathing is lesser. Getting it now?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So that is the thing. Now, many times, like if we are tired, okay, we basically feel tired because our cells are tired and it requires energy. Okay, so many a times you will see that people will yawn. Okay, open their mouths very wide in order to take more air. So more air will be giving them more oxygen, right now. So whenever you feel very sleepy or very tired, we open our mouths very wide to take a deep breath of air,
Yes, sir.
right now. So that is why the people do yawning, so that the body cells will be receiving enough amount of oxygen